maxing, relaxing, attracting your best life, your heart's desires, everything you want. I know it's been a little hard, and as I say that, the Six of Wands, I know everything you want, I hope is lining up for you right now, because I know a lot of us have been having a rough year. Ever since November 2021, the Taurus and Scorpio eclipses have been going through our 12th and 6th house. So the North Node and the South Node of the Moon have been bringing out emotions relating to, like, our 12th house deals with endings, healing, closure, all things Pisces. So deep spirituality, old age, karma, the afterlife, all the things that are hidden in our deep subconscious mind, all the limiting beliefs that may hold us back. The North Node has been asking us in Taurus to go internal and address all of those emotional issues that are our strengths or our weaknesses, so that when the eclipse cycle comes up at the end of 2023 and moves into Gemini as the North Node, that we're ready to step into our first house power of self and new beginnings, a new fresh attitude. The South Node, pertains to things that we are leaving behind. It was transiting our sixth house, or it still is until October of 2023. So the eclipse cycle, always brings about normally change of some issue. Sixth house deals with health, fitness, all kind of systems or work habits, the government, things like that, organizations, service, giving. I mean, the sixth house is all about Virgo, that earth energy, our willpower, again, our health, um, our work habits, our job, employment, things like that. So a lot of those areas may have come up as far as either getting better for this last year, or you may have faced some challenges or whatnot. The good news is, as I said, we're stepping into the higher light of victory, the sun. And I love this card because she looks like a soccer mom. A normal everyday woman. Says victory, wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotions, awards, and scholarships. Now, what came up on the cut with that was the Eight of Pentacles. So that's all about work. That's that earth energy, like Virgo or the sixth house. It says learning all that you can about a subject or career, going back to school, taking a seminar, or finding a mentor, attention to detail, skilled work that you love. So automatically I'm thinking, if you are practicing a skill or working in a career that you love, you might be taking off right now. Everything would be easier and more aligned if you went with a skill or trade that is something that you enjoy. If you are in a business or a job that is not something that you enjoy, this might be the time to go ahead and pursue other career passions or something that would bring some positivity and fun to your daily routines of work and earning business. Bottom of the deck was the Knight of Air. It says decisive, focused, driven, defensive, events that move with great speed. Always choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. Sudden or unexpected changes. Review your options carefully. That makes a lot of sense because, like I said, with the eclipse cycles, eclipses bring about sudden changes, whether we want them or not. But it's for our highest good always. The universe is always working out in our favor. So when things come up and there's changes that need to be made that we weren't really expecting, it's usually because, Spirit has been giving us signs and inklings or synchronicities to make the change, and we just haven't. So something comes along like that tower moment, or something changes in our lifestyle that makes us be forced to make decisions to align or repeat a cycle. And the last thing that we want to do is repeat cycles. Right now, we've been going through all kind of changes, like I said, with Mars in retrograde. Mars is in Gemini right now until January, I think it's January 12th. With Mars is the planet of action, passion. It rules Aries, which is the first house energy. It's all about our drive. And with it in retrograde, you may be feeling a little bit more tired, or you may feel like you got the fire up under your butt to make these changes that we talking to, so that you can step into your highest light of victory, success. You might feel, ooh, that's too many cards. You might feel a little pressure right now, or you may feel like, again, the passion's not there because Mars is retrograde and it's asking you to look internal. When planets are retrograde, it's all about the internal instead of the external, focusing on what the energy of Gemini, since it's in Gemini, is trying to get you to see. Gemini, of course, is all about communications, the I think third house energy. Third house energy is all about the mind, communication, siblings, uh, the twins itself, social activities, could pertain to neighbors, and again, early education, or ninth house, the opposite, which is Sagittarius, and the Sagittarius is the season we're in, where the sun is right now. So could be higher education, like this Eight of Pentacles said. Maybe you're thinking about going back to school or learning more information about that skill or talent that you have that is putting you in the limelight and getting you recognition and rewards right now. It does say, and from the Moonology deck, it says an end of a tough cycle approaches. So those of you, again, who have been going through that tough cycle, this is the full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn season is coming up next. I know Capricorn, what's in Capricorn right now? Oh, Mercury. Mercury is about to go retrograde on December the 22nd, and Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini. So perhaps these changes that will bring an end to the tough cycle will come off and jump off in Capricorn. Capricorn, of course, is another earth sign, all about due diligence, discipline. It's ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn's been going through our ninth house right now, which I brought up a minute ago. Ninth house of Sagittarius is all about higher learning, education, travel, philosophy. It talks a little bit about law, religion, relations, dealing with ethics and learning. So Capricorn, again, could be asking you to discipline yourself more, especially pertaining to the sixth house energy that the South Node is in, of maybe creating a more healthy diet, going plant-based, or detoxing, cleaning out of our system so that we can think higher, vibrate higher, and elevate and ascend to with our higher self. Our higher self is always on a high plane. It's just us, we can sometimes get led astray by the 3D world of distraction here. If we let our emotions and mind get entangled up with current events and things that are put in front of our face to distract us. It's time to look past those things and see what exactly, again, this eclipse cycle is trying to teach us before we do step into the Gemini and Sagittarius eclipse. No, we just came out of the Gemini and Sagittarius eclipse cycle. So this one, again, is going backwards. So we'll be going into, if it's in the Taurus North Node, then it would be going into the Cancer North Node. Ooh. So that would be real interesting. Let's see. What cards do we have coming out here? Okay, yeah, that's what it would be. It was going into Libra. I knew that wasn't right. So Libra, South Node, and Aries for the North Node. Aries, again, represents the first house, all about the self, all about appearances, new beginnings, first impressions, your identity. That's the first house of I am. The other Moonology, wow, so you got two Capricorn cards. The first card that came out of the Moonology deck again was Full Moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. The other one was New Moon in Capricorn. Step up and lead, a Shay. That goes perfectly with the Victory card. Maybe you're being called to with ninth house energy of Sagittarius going on with Saturn in Aquarius right now. Saturn's been in Aquarius in our ninth house for a while now, but it went retrograde back in June. And I know a lot of people had to deal with tests, pertaining to discipline. Saturn is the planet of karma, discipline, willpower, strength, mastering of the self. And a lot of us have, to make it personal, like I quit smoking cigarettes in 2019. I had 3 years clean. Soon as Saturn went retrograde, I had the inkling to start smoking again back in June. Now, don't ask me how I let that happen, because and I'm still smoking now. So I'm trying to quit as we speak. I mean, I know right after that first eclipse cycle happened or started back in April, I lost my first cousin. Eclipses do a lot of times bring about death, sudden endings. And my first cousin, the only female that I had older than me as far as a cousin, she passed away at only like 30. I'm sorry, she would have been 46 this year. So that was a hurt piece. And I'm not blaming, that or using that as an excuse for why I started smoking again. But I know when Saturn went retrograde, it was like, okay, what have you mastered and learned, while Saturn has been in Aquarius, the free thinking sign of Aquarius, the 11th house energy of, public relations, technology, advancement, growth, humanity. And Saturn is like, okay, what have you learned while I've been in this particular house of ninth energy, higher philosophy and education? A lot of things I learned this year. Some things I had to relearn. And that's the whole point. We're done. Tell me you done facing old problems and old cycles. We done with the old. The end of a tough cycle approaches. We're not going back through that cycle. Step up and lead. First thing you got to do is master self before we can, step up and lead anybody else. We have to be able to be a good leader in our own home front, mastering our own mind. Because if the mind is led to rule the body, the mind can lead you astray. Gotta let spirit rule, governing the mind and allowing the body to function at its best. Oh, again, that's way too many cards. Since the full moon is all about shedding light on our darkness, or bringing what was hidden into the light, or emerging from the depths of the deep emotional waters into the light of day. I'm going to pull one last card from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And I'm going to read this one from the deck to see what Spirit's message is pertaining this cycle ending, this victory on the forefront. All you got to do is claim it. If you need, more education or more study, now is the time to do it, because it's our time to step up and lead. The card that came out is protection. It says, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Interesting. On the bottom of the deck is the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So just a reminder that yes, whatever hardships that we go through, anything Spirit throws at us is only to make us better. Always a shade. Call on your ancestors. Call on your higher self. Call all your power back to you, as the card said. We know that our greatest power lies in this moment. The past is really just the past. It's everything that we're living right now is a culmination of our past choices, our past decisions and actions. Everything that we want to see in our future starts now with this current choice, with every command that we give to ourselves, our internal selves, our subconscious, being aware of our thoughts and staying in control of our power and aligning with the Almighty, the Spirit of the Most High, who will never lead you astray. You're always protected, always guided. And since protection flew out, that's the card I'm going to go with. Let's see, I'm finding it in the book. It says, call back your power. And then as soon as I held the card up, I thought of all of the seven selves there. Because, Gemini has multi-personalities. We're multifaceted. And the sign of duality. Now, of course, we all have dual natures of masculine and feminine energy, but Geminis, the child of the zodiac, is gifted to be able to be, a kind of chameleon in a sense, where we could, especially empaths, we could absorb and assimilate to other people's energy, sometimes making it difficult for us to really truly own our own. So with Mercury retrograde coming up December the 22nd through January 18th, and the winter solstice, a couple weeks away, the winter solstice, our ancestors always felt that, when the sun is at its lowest point in the hemisphere and we get the less sunlight, or the least amount of sunlight, during the winter months anyway, this is the best time to do our soul searching and searching within to set the stage for what we want to start when the spring equinox comes around and we rebirth and regenerate with the beginning of the new year, as far as, the solar new year. Protection is always going to be there. All you have to do is stand in it. It says, you are being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events, so it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power, so it is important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that you are being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see which chakra feels like it needs a bit of an energetic cleanup. It says, hold this card on the chakra or chakras that needs cleansing and repeat the following. I call back all I call back any lost soul fragments, power, or light now. Any vows, soul contracts, hexes, or programs from past or present, from this life or others that is not in the highest good of all, I relinquish now. Any power or light that I have willingly or unwillingly given away or had taken away from me, I call back now. Any cards, any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Ashe. That is a powerful message. Again, knowing that you do have the power to not only call back your energy, but also protect your energy. You can see yourself shielded in a divine white light of the Most High and know that you are shielded from any evil eye or evil intentions, even your own negative thoughts or patterns. Again, Saturn deals with addictions, you know, our struggles with discipline, willpower, work ethic. So if this year, has put you on the proper path where you are now stepping into your victorious moments, ending a cycle that had you tied up in turmoil, more power to you. Because right here it shows, again, with the Knight of Air, that you coming in fast and you hot and you decisive, focused, driven, knowing what you want to do, clear mental mindset. Even though Mercury is about to go retrograde again, deep reflection. Sometimes when our mind slows down, it's easier to gain clarity. So, use this Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde gets a bad rap, but I mean, it's retrograde like 3 to 4 times a year, every year anyway. So instead of looking at it as, a problematic time, or, a time, excuse me, a time where, we're getting Mercury retrograde is always known, for technology mishaps and, miscommunication and problems breaking down and, car issues and, travel delays and things like that. But instead of looking at it as, a time of negativity, look at it as a time of retrospect. That's what all retrogrades are all about. Review, reimagination, retreat, everything to do with rediscovering ourselves and stepping into our higher power by re-examining where we've been, so that when we can step forward again, when Mercury stations direct, we can see clearly more and think clearly and take the steps into solidification. The 4 is all about strong foundations. The 4 of Wands, is also a card of happy family relationships. It says, so much to celebrate. Send gratitude to the divine and the angels for the peace and prosperity coming to you. Peace and contentment in your personal life. You can see the home in the background, so many of you may be getting a new home or moving or transitioning, starting a new job perhaps. With the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands, what you know for sure, though, is with hard work and dedication, victory is guaranteed. Nothing can stop you but you. And that's the truth. So I'm going to end this one on a soul truth question. So this week, for December 5th through December 11th, although this is a timeless reading, focus on this question wholeheartedly. Do I know all my strengths, and am I using them? Ashe, perfect card to go with step up and lead. We have to know our strengths and we have to know our weaknesses to be a good leader. So, first thing is focus on your strengths. Don't let your weaknesses stop you. It says we all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we're able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. Ask yourself, how can I use one of my soul's gifts today to contribute to this open and ready world? Ashe. Step up and lead, Gemini. Step up and lead. Spirit is calling on you, and I got faith in you. I know you can do it. You know you can do it too. Until we meet again, Ashe. Peace.